Want to learn how to make this? Stick around.
So today we're going to be cooking some whole fish on the grill in the fireplace. And we got some whole tilapia from Walmart. And they're still wet. I thawed them out. And I'm just going to take my knife and kind of run it across the skin here. And then go back in the other direction. There's moisture there. And by doing that, you scrape off and get some of the moisture out. So we're going to do that to both sides, and then I'm actually going to apply a steak technique to this to see if that makes a difference. We're going to salt dry brine the fish to try to pull even more moisture out of the skin. So I'm going to cut off these fins. So now we're going to pat the fish dry. Again, these were frozen, so that's why the eyes don't look all crystal clear like you really would like to see in a fresh fish. Now all we're going to do is take the fish. We're going to salt the skin, pat it in a little bit because the skin is still a little bit moist. And the goal here is for the salt to pull out some moisture from the skin and create a drier exterior so that when we grill it in the fireplace, it gets nice and charred. So there's one side. And we're going to do the other side. And we'll put it in the fridge for about, I don't know, 2 hours. And then we'll see what it looks like. In the pan here, it's dry. So we're going to put this on top and see how much moisture we were able to pull out. I'm not worried about pulling moisture out of the flesh itself because the skin is protecting it. So we're going to do this to all 3 fillets and see what happens. I'm going to do our last fish here. Just one more example if you want to follow along. And then once we get this done, we'll put this in the fridge and let it chill for a couple of hours. Again, we're scraping the skin and getting a lot of that moisture that's underneath some of these scales here out. Once we do that, pat it dry, salt it, and do the same to the other side again. Take our knife, my homemade knife that my son made, scrape. See what we get off there. Pat dry. Salt. Place this on here. And now as you see, we've got the fish on here. And we're going to put it in the fridge for a couple hours. And we'll see just how much moisture the salt has drawn out of the skin. So we're going to do 2 fish today. And the fish it's kind of tacky. And I don't know if you could see, but there's quite a bit of liquid that's in the bottom. So I'm hoping that's a good thing. So let's wipe them down to get them as dry as possible on both sides. And we're going to basically keep this simple. We're going to put some lemon, a little bit of rosemary, a little bit of garlic powder. And we're going to paint on mayo. Nice thin layer. Beautiful. Okay, we'll flip it over. Some more mayo on this side. Mayo is basically just oil mixed with an egg. So lemon pepper on here. And we're ready. Let's take it to the fire. All right, so here's a good example. Our coals burned down a little lower than we wanted. So added a couple smaller pieces of lump hardwood charcoal. And all I got to do is give it some more oxygen and away it goes. Now that we got our grate good and hot, we're gonna make sure that the grate is oiled very well. All right, it's running smooth, running smooth. Let's place our fish on. And we're gonna go right there. We're gonna go the other one right next to it. Just leaving enough room so we can flip them over. Gonna go for about 5 minutes or so on this side. See, this is the fun. This is the fun part here, where you got to work with the fire. You can't ignore it. You got to work with it. You got to keep it going, and it's great. And as you can see, our aluminum protectors there are working quite well. They're keeping the logs from burning. Here and get a little bit underneath. I don't know if we can see. All right, so now what I want to do is I just want to get an idea. Oh, look at that. It's like, oh, that's beautiful. That's that mayonnaise, getting the grate good and hot, oiling it down good, a nice hot fire, getting that grate hot before you put the oil on. That fish is not even close to sticking. All right, now we're going to flip it. So we're just going to take this one here and flip it. Oh, wow, look at that. The skin is blistering. Wow. No, I'm serious. Look at that. That is unbelievable. That is insane. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Wow. Look at that skin. We're going to tempt the fish, see where we're at here. All right, 125, we're about, yep, we're around 130. Let's pull this fish off now. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna put these lemons back on there to grill up. All right, that is a masterpiece. Holy mackerel. So we got our grilled lemon. Gonna put that on top. Ooh, it's hot. And then we're gonna try, actually I'm gonna try some of the skin, because, oh yum. Oh man. Get into the flesh here. Mmm. Awesome.